how do you put the individual, the child, at the center of U.S. foreign policy, and how do you see that connecting to our national security concerns?
Well, I think that you are right to point out that this gender-based violence and oftentimes child-based violence that has to do with sexual abuse, which has to do with threats, obviously rape and other kinds of assaults, is really a result of poor laws that are not being in any way enforced, corrupt or non-existent police forces, governments that seem not to focus on the needs of the most vulnerable of their citizens, particularly their children. So we know that this is a really terrible perfect storm for a lot of kids who are forced to flee, or adults who care for those children are forced to flee with them. And I would like to see us do so much more to set up, even within the countries themselves, safe places, more places of refuge and support. Certainly on the journey north, we know what the consequences often are for children who are traveling north, often unaccompanied, and work more closely with the Mexican government to do more to protect people who are transiting their country. I mean, this is just a human tragedy that we have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who feel that they can't safely stay in their own country because of the violence, because of the threats, because of attacks on close family members, because of the kind of horrific problems that they can no longer live with. So the federal government, our government, should be doing much more within those countries, within the transit countries, within our own country, once people get to the border, to try to create more safety and more accountability for those who are behind a lot of these violent attacks on children and young adults.